I've been asked by several people on my Facebook page to do a video, and this is the first one. So what I've drawn out here is a little miniature hillbilly. Um, it's about an inch by 3/4 by about an inch and a half. I've drawn the bottom of the hat. Goes around all four sides. Here's the side of the face and beard. And then here's his feet right here. So we'll start. Just use a V tool. You can use any size that you'd like. It just happens to be just a small V tool, flex cut. All I'm going to do is just follow that around all the way around. Just following my line. Nothing magical about those lines. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take my knife and just cut back up to that. I like to work all over the piece. I don't like to stay in one piece very long. And come around and do the back side of it. Taking those corners off. Come in here to the back. And put those pencil lines back on in a minute. Just kind of getting that all brought down. Kind of want to bring that face to the middle. Round that off. Okay. So that looks pretty good. And we go back in and go ahead and put the side of his face back in. Draw it coming around here is the bottom of his beard. We'll go back up the side. Okay. Now you can use your knife to make your V-cuts. Well, let's go ahead and use this. Follow it around. So you kind of got the face in there a little bit. We'll cut back towards that. Now this over here, just kind of want to go in. Like what I've done, that's where his shoulders are going to be. So they're in there. We'll do the same thing. We'll cut up towards there, cut up back, take that small piece out. We'll round all that up here in a minute. Now I want to go ahead and start bringing the hat down a little bit, so we'll just work our way around this piece. Don't want to take off quite as much here, because right here is where his top of his hat's going to be. So we'll go ahead and take off that side. Come over here and take off this side. And just kind of start rounding towards the middle there. Go ahead and bring this up. Both sides. Okay. So that hat is going to sit somewhere right around in here, and we'll bring this on around. We go ahead and cut down, cut back to it. Go around the back side here. Make our cut there. back towards that back of that hat. And we'll want to thin that up. It's pretty thick, as you can see. We need to take that down some more so we can just kind of roll that. Now be careful when you're doing that, because sometimes if your knife's pretty rigid, it'll want to catch and you'll hear it chatter and you could chip the edge on it. So just be real careful when you're making that cut. Go ahead and round this off. You can make this as thin as you want to. I don't really go into a whole lot of detail on this little guy here. It's kind of a quick, easy, fun little project to do, and not a whole lot of detail to it. Okay. Looks pretty close. We'll go and round this hat off here in just a minute, but we'll go back here to the back and go back up towards the back of the hat. This is where the back of his arms will be. Okay, kind of get that there, and then we'll just kind of round him off a little bit. Do the same thing up here on the front. Just kind of taking those corners off. Go ahead and remove those. Okay. So there he is. So now we can go ahead and put his feet in. I'll just come around here like that. This is the tops of his boots. Use my V-tool, make it a little easier. Just make sure your tools are good and sharp when you're cutting cross grain. Okay, so there's the tops of his boots. We'll go ahead and cut back down, thin him up a little bit so his shoes will stick out a little bit. Okay, right here in the middle. And we'll get those to shape. Cut down in there a little bit more. Not a whole lot to work with here, but he'll be alright when we get done with him. Let's go ahead and mark the middle. I'll mark the back side. Okay. Now while we're here on the back side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the back of his arms. The back of his arms will come down here. Okay. There's his elbow. Going to have his hands in his pockets. So we'll just kind of draw his arms in there like that. Make sure we kind of get them even. Yeah, it looks pretty close. Okay. So we'll take this V-tool, run it right up that line. Go to the other side, run it right up that line. Okay, got those cuts, and then we'll come across here where the bottom of his arm is going to be. Okay, and do the other side. I'm going to stop at his pocket line there for right now. Okay, there we go. Now let's go ahead and do the front. So I come in and just kind of roll that up a little bit to get a cut similar to that. We'll take all that material down in just a minute. Do this one here. Okay. So there's the arms. Now we go ahead and pull this down a little bit. Just come in there like that. Pull that piece out. Come over here and do the same thing. Cut back up towards his beard. Sometimes I gotta come in there and take that down a little bit more so his arm will stick out. When you're working on these smaller pieces, it gets kind of challenging. It's alright, we'll clean that up in a minute. Go ahead and try to tuck his belly in there a little bit. Now one thing you can do is you just stick your knife in there and pull straight in. Straight down. And clean that area up a little bit. Back towards his arm. There's where these elbows are going to be, so then we'll kind of cut back towards us. Okay. Now go ahead and just make a cut across here like that. Put those hands in his pockets. We want to catch this on the back side here so it doesn't look. There we go. Cut that up a little bit. And go over here and pull this arm out a little bit more. Quite get all that one there. There we go. Put a crease in there. Put a crease in there. Go ahead and make our cut here. Cut down into that. I know we're going kind of fast here, but kind of work that in a little bit. And then we can go back in here and pull his arms out a little bit. Kind of even him up a little bit. Yeah, you can give this guy all kinds of little wrinkles. So there's that part. Now let's go ahead and separate his shoes. Making some V-cuts there. Cut back down, remove that piece. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and draw these around. We'll go ahead and shorten up his pants a little bit so you can see the back side of his boots. Draw this line around. We'll go ahead and cut the back side of his legs in. Okay. Now you can use your knife for this, or you can use your V-tool. I'll go ahead and use the V-tool. Just kind of follow my line around. And do it here for the other side. Okay. We'll cut the heel of his boot in there. Pretty simple. Just cut in, cut over. Okay. Now to follow my pencil line in here so we can cut in the tops of his shoes. I'll just follow this around. Usually I use a set of micro dockyard V-tools for this, but I know not everybody has a set of those. So there's the tops of his shoes. We go ahead and round those off a little bit. There we go. Then of course we're going to add some wrinkles to him. Can't have perfectly straight pants, so we'll just make a couple of cuts in here. Wrinkles there. Put some in over here on this side. And then we'll put the cuts in there for the bottom of his pants. Okay. Go ahead and thin this up a little bit. Let's try to make it even on both sides. Okay, so the body's pretty much done for this little guy. He's just very simple. Not a whole lot of detail to him. Usually I'll carve these in butternut so I don't have to paint him, but probably just leave this guy just the way he is. Alright, so now it's time we can start rounding off this hat. Just kind of start taking the corners off. And take the back side. Take the back side a little bit more. It gets kind of hard to hold sometimes. Okay, so we round that off. Now we've done that, we can go ahead and kind of come in here and give him a little bit of resemblance of a brim of a hat. Now we kind of got it rounded off. Hear that chatter in there? Going in a little bit too deep with my knife. Trying to roll it out. I'm using a custom knife, but it's a heavy blade. I like the heavy blades quite a bit. I've got several of them, but I use all different kinds of knives, but I like the heavy the best. Personal preference. Okay, so there's his hat. Thin this up a little bit. I don't want to get it too thin, because then it'll break on you. Just kind of round him off a little bit there. Then you can give him some, maybe he's got an old hat here, you can give him some creases in his hat. Just kind of play with it and have fun. There's no right or wrong way with this little guy. Okay. So now it's time to put his face in. Go ahead and pencil the bottom of his nose in. Just going to cut in there. Cut in there. Pull that out. Cut back to it there. I'll go ahead and kind of rolling my knife a little bit as I go, so I get a little bit of a bridge of a nose. This is where small U-gouge or some dockyard tools will come in handy. I'll just come in here like that, and yeah, I took part of that nose off. We'll fix that. Get these out of the way. we'll just show where the edges of his nose is. Going back to his face. So what I'll do is I'll just make my cut in here like that. Okay, I'm going to turn this around, turn it upside down. I'm going to cut the bottom of the nose down, and I'm going to remove that triangle piece. See, pulled that nose, corner of that nose out pretty good. So do the same thing over here. I'll cut down. Then I'm going to cut back to it. There's his nose. Go ahead and take the V-tool and just kind of follow it around to show the separation there where his cheeks are into the beard. And you kind of clean that up a little bit. Okay. Smooth out his beard a little bit. You can add texture to his beard if you want to. I usually don't on these little guys here. Now for the eyes, I'm going to use a small V-tool. Not much room here, so I'm just going to come up. Okay, and I'm going to cut down the other way. See that? I'm going to go to my even smaller one. Smaller U. Put his eyes in. Pretty simple. Not much to this. Pretty basic. Just something fun to do. Doesn't take very long to do it. And go back and do a little cleanup work. Kind of smooth out all those edges. Get rid of any of the bandsaw marks. You can come in here and really thin that up quite a bit and give him a little bit more style to it. And there you go. Just a little miniature hillbilly. Nothing to it. Don't forget to sign your work on the bottom when you get done carving it. The next video that we're going to do is we're going to do a basically he's a hillbilly pin. That was what originally the people were asking for me to carve one of those, and so it's a little bit more involved. So there might be several videos with that one, but it should be fun.